to everybody. Summer has been very, very good. We did basically full house July and August. The next one is in 2 weeks with Willamette Valley, and is already full. So we will finish July and August full house. So it means I believe we select a good wine, but more important thing, thanks to all of you to come here and spend an hour with me, because I'm by myself most of the time. And we share a very good time, good history. And today, like we did last year, we did twice Argentina, because it's definitely an upcoming wine country. And the last decade, Argentina has evolved quite a lot to become the #1 country in the world regarding to export. All right, so to become #1 in the world is not something light. It's pretty good when you do have a big country, especially Europe, Spain, Italy, France, and of course the US. So they're doing amazing job. It's a pretty large country. We're talking about 23,000 kilometers long. So it's pretty big. About 361,000 acres of vine only for the principal wine region. Today we're going to stay in Mendoza. Okay, Mendoza is central of Argentina. Is basically where 70% of the wine in all the country come from. Okay, so it's not only Malbec. Malbec is a very high percentage. That is why we're doing 2 different Malbec. But I wanted to show you as well what is about Torrentes, another indigenous grapes from Argentina, and I wanted to show you what Chardonnay can be done as well in Mendoza. So when we're talking about Mendoza, of course, we're talking about a super high altitude. The wines that we are testing tonight, some of them at 5,600 feet above sea level, unbelievable. And the other one is basically 36 and 4,800 feet high. So it's a very high. The reason why Argentina is very well known as well, because there is a link between the high altitude and the way of making it. Meaning most of the wine from Mendoza on a high altitude are organic vine, not necessary organic wine. Okay, so what mean organic vine? Because the level is so high that there is less and less disease, because it's super cold. All right, so the disease don't like too much or too cold or too warm. That is the reason why it's mostly organic. They're still using pesticide and sulfate, I will say, during the fermentation. So the first one that you're going to have normally on the right side, if my memory is good, is Torrentes. So that we are in a specific area in Mendoza. It's called Salta. Here is a 5,400 feet high, made with, we can say, better than Argentinian grapes. That is a Torrentes. That is only come from Argentina. Here is a very different way of making wine, because it's so high on altitude. They need 3 different times to harvest the grape to keep the acidity as high as possible, to get the freshness. Forget for 1 second the minerality. The minerality coming from the soil. Here, very rich with limestone. So the minerality, they do not want to think about it, because naturally they're going to get it. What they want to have here is a super high acidity to give the freshness to the wine. Talking about that, I want you to test it. Must be this one, correct? Yes, perfect. Cheers with you at the same time. Again, you remember, right, when we hold the glass of wine, we hold the glass of wine here, not here. We do not want, it's not because you are in front of me, we do not want to transfer the body temperature to the glass, okay? The wine has been opened, all of them, 1 hour ago, to let them breathe a lot. Do not forget, whatever wine you're going to get, they need to breathe. Very important. So the one at 20 bucks, the one at 100 bucks, open if you can, according to the grapes and the vintage and the region. Please decant it. If you do not have any decanter, it costs 30, 40, 50 bucks. It will be your best investment. I promise you. Okay, so here, Torrentes 2022. I love the nose. Super elegant, very, very, very citrusy, lime as well. What else do we smell here?
Pear.
Pear, agree. Extremely balanced between acidity, minerality, and alcohol. It tastes like a light wine. The percentage of alcohol here is above 13%. All right, so it's not considered as a light white wine, but because the acidity is extremely high, you don't feel anything. In fact, you feel one line, exactly what you are looking for when you're looking for a quality of wine. The wine during the fermentation, that is kind of unusual in Argentina. When the wine is inside of the stainless steel, they leave the sediment inside, all right? So there is almost zero filtration to give more aroma to the wine. So the balance between acidity, minerality, the soil, and the body of the lees gives something absolutely incredible. Zero oak here, no oak. So the character of the body is because the 3 months with the lees. You know what mean lees, right? When you do have a white wine inside of, let's go to say it's inside of a barrel, is not on this barrel, but it's a stainless steel. You do have some sediment, is normal, all right? So the sediment, there is two ways. Or you remove the sediment and leave it like that, or you leave the sediment and you do as we call bâtonnage. So you mixed the sediment with the wine and they mix together. The fact to doing that for 3 months, you give more character to your wine, more body. Is absolutely incredible. I don't even know the price, to be honest with you. 17? Okay. All right, 17 bucks. There is plenty of one that we have at 30 bucks here, not even half of the quality of this one. That is absolutely unbelievable. The reason why I'm making this nose is called retro-olfaction. I keep one in my mouth, I breathe through the mouth and get out the oxygen from my nose. Retro-olfaction. Why I'm doing that? All the aroma coming from my palate go to my nose and go to my memory. If I do the opposite and I close my nose and swallow, I will taste nothing. If you have kids or nephew, kids who don't want to have a medicine, the only secret to have them block the nose and shut like that, because you taste nothing. The nose during a wine tasting is extremely important. I will even say is the most important area in your body during a wine tasting. As you can see, the wine is not super cold. No, it's fresh. If it's super cold, you will taste absolutely nothing. When you do have something that is delicate, elegant, and super subtle like that, it has to be fresh. So the timing is very important. I pour at 55. 5 minutes, what time is it now? 11, so absolutely perfect. We're going to move, by the way, to the next one. We will talk a little bit more about the region when we finish the white. Alors the other one, we still in the same region, in the Oko Valley, El-Ennemi Chardonnay Mendoza 2022. Now we are in Chardonnay. We all know what Chardonnay can be done in Europe, in the US. Here they used 40 years old vine. Okay, very important, the age of the vine. Older the vine going to be, deeper root you're going to have, and different type of minerals they're going to absorb as nutrition. That is number one. So 40 years is pretty nice age, nice maturity here. Very rich on limestone as well. But here, when the wine is finished, they move the wine in this very large barrel. In Italy, we call that botti. 500 liters, all right, so it's not a new oak every single year because it will cost a fortune, but you do have a contact, the wine with oak, but lightly, is not too much. What do we smell here? Much less acid, correct. We are more on a lactic style as well, less pear. We are
hay. I'd say hay.
Hay, yes. Chardonnay, agree. But we are more on a mineral here. You see, you can have a little bit of oak to not be oaky wine. That is not oaky. That again, one more time, that is, we test what the terroir, the land, give to the vine and give to the grape and give to the wine. That is what I will call a very balanced wine. Don't forget, we are above that 14% alcohol is a high level alcohol. You cannot have a white wine balance as much as this wine if the other ingredients are not high. If it was just 14% alcohol and low acidity and minerality, it will be unbalanced wine. It will be not drinkable. Here, same way than the Torrentes, one line. Nothing is over the other one. That is a perfect balance. When I did test these two wines 2 weeks ago, when we choose the wine, I said that is exactly what I want you to test. Again, what's the price?
27.
27 bucks. All right. We're starting slowly to go to the higher smokiness. Yes, the smokiness, correct. Is a smokiness, but not the smokiness that we will have in California with the oak. Okay, the oak, the smokiness in California sometimes could be like a little bit too much, coming from how many times they did burn the barrel. Right here, 500 liters, there is a very small, tiny contact wine and oak. Like it? Alors, coming from Torrentes, going straight with the Chardonnay is the reason why I make all the food for you guys. Have a little bit of cheese especially the white piece that I put is a ricotta. I choose a ricotta because the cheese is neutral. All right, it's not going to give you too much flavor, but it's going to give you enough fatness to move from a Torrontés to a Chardonnay. Alors, test it again, please, as soon as you eat something, and you will see there is an evolution as soon as you eat. Alors, it could be the ricotta. I put white peach. Avoid the kiwi so far. All right, not yet, but the white peach chocolate as well, the little piece of bread. Is superb. The finish on the Chardonnay. Alors when we talk on a wine vocabulary, we don't say 5, 6, 7 seconds. We say 5, 6, 7 Caudalie. All right, so words change. Caudalie, by the way, is a cream made for this lovely lady that they can use, made 100% from the wine. Pape Clément in south part of Bordeaux, she created this brand, and all the Caudalie cream come from her vineyard. It's 100% from the sediment of the wine. Super interesting. Alors, of course, we enjoying the white wine here. The incredible story of Argentina was back then first vineyard was been built. It was in 1556 in Mendoza. Right? They brought in early 90s. They brought from France the Malbec. All right, the Malbec come from Bordeaux originally, brought that over there, and they were thinking that he will be a success, and he has been a success for quite a long time. So that was the beginning of Argentina. Of course, Argentina in 1920 was the 8th richest country in the world. It was not nothing light. 8th richest country in the world is pretty big. 1970, the average per person drinking wine was 24 gallons of wine drinking a year. In 1970, it means more than American and more than French people. So they knew how to drink wine. That was in the 1970. But it was a little bit the end, I will say. 1980, very big issue in Argentina with the hyperinflation. So basically, the increase 12,000%. So what happened is people like starting to be very difficult to buy anything, and basically 10 years after beginning of 1990, a lot of money has been brought to Argentina, foreign money, but at this time decrease of the people drinking wine. So at this time they said, okay, if inside of Argentina we cannot sell our wine, what are we going to do? Export. And that was the beginning. First year of the export was in 2003. First year, they did export 12 million liters of Argentinian wine in the US. All right. Moving forward, 2003, it was 170 million liters. Okay. Last year, they go back to 50 million liters sent to the US. So as you can see, huge variation, 12 million, 170 million, and now we're going to the 50 million. So they're still doing very well for only one country like the US. They send wine everywhere in the world. They have a successful. And what is the reason?
Price.
One, price. Okay, we are testing tonight, especially on the red, what is the highest possible quality. The highest wine price must be 45 to 50 at the most, correct? All right, that is what you're going to get in Argentina. And that is a very high end. I couldn't find anything higher than that. I'm talking about quality, of course, match with the price. But quality-wise, I couldn't find anything else. That is absolutely the highest possible. So the price is one. Price mean what? Value. 17 bucks, that. Better than many French white, I can say that. Many French wine are 20, 25, not half of this quality. Yes, the Chardonnay is what, 30 bucks?
27.
27, all right, 27, 30. So we're getting close to what we will say in Burgundy, the first level. Here is not a first level, that is a top quality. For me, that if it's a blind testing, we ask Olivier how much you will pay for that. It will be 40 to 50 bucks. Without knowing it's from Argentina, of course. Okay? So definitely price, but definitely value. The organic. Everybody wants to have organic. Our organic vine and organic wine are two different, but still is organic. Organic is a word sell a lot here. Here, not Westchester, one word, I'm talking in the US. Everybody loves organic. Is it true or not true? They like the organic word. Okay, I hope so most of the time it's true, but that is super important. So price, value, organic, and as well, if you look at Mendoza, all right, and we're going south, Patagonia, you have incredible wine and winery. If you like top Pinot Noir, the opposite of Malbec, more feminine style, lighter, that is where you should go. A very Pinot Noir, amazing wine from Patagonia, most expensive will be 25 to 30. And you do have a top quality. So again and again, value in Argentina is one of the best. Slowly, we are moving to the first red wine. Alors we have or the Concreto or the not Concreto. I would like you to start with the one on the top left. I believe is the one with the Concreto, correct? Mm-hmm. All right. Alors here, of course, is only one winery. The reason why I didn't want to give you twice Malbec, even so, is 95% Malbec, but 5% Cabernet Sauvignon, is different area. We're still in Mendoza, but different way of winemaking here. Okay, one is done with zero oak, Concreto, concrete. The wine stay in 1 year in concrete. It has zero touch of oak and is pure Malbec. Okay. The other one on the right side, and I want you to compare. So if we compare both of them at the same time, that is the reason why we are in the same winery. I want you to look at the color, smell at the same time, and test at the same time. So one, looking at the color. Two, we're going to smell, very important. Three, we're going to test. When we look at the color, I said, it's always great to put your glasses like that and put somewhere above a white surface. All right. Why do I put my glass like that? Why? All right. Because I want to see here if there is purple or not purple. If it's purple, if it's a blind testing, I will say the wine is kind of a new vintage. If the color is extremely dense, very bloody color. It means the one has a little bit of maturity, so a little bit of age. Looking at both of them, definitely are young vintage. But one is a little touch different than the other one. Lightly, you have to be very, very careful when you're looking at. Try to push as much as you can without pouring the wine outside of the glass. But if you do like that, like you see me, I can see a difference between left and right. Yeah. All right, right, there is more purple. Left, there is a little touch at the end, as we call the tongue, here. Here, you see here, a little bit of light orange. All right, one is purple and one is orange. Can you see it? Try to push as much as I, look at me, here. And I do the same, and I'm getting on a white surface here. Perfect, boom. Put the glasses on the table. Don't be scared. Can you see that? Here you are. So that is the first indication. Age here, here. You have to look at here. That is very important. All the side here. So we see a difference, correct? Everybody get it? Yes? Okay, cool. Now we're going to start with the left. We're going to smell it. We're going to be very focused with that. We're going to put our nose just here. Not the nose inside, no, here. Why? The aroma are all around the glass. They could be left, right, up and down. You need to find where are the aroma, not the aroma. Find you, no. All right, we smell the first one. We try to record what kind of aroma or scent we have. Now we're going to the second one. Alors, one is more bolder on the left. There is more red fruit on the right for me. Okay, it's more fruity oriented. Again, even so, is the same winery, is different area. The one is aged with oak, one is only concrete, but the juice doesn't come from the same area. Okay, so you do have one more bold, more, I will say even spiciness on the left. On the right are more freshness, more red fruit. Interesting. But one is very interesting is both of them have the same link. Is if I check my glass like that, all right, I'm going to see all the tears or the legs, whatever you want to use. That is alcohol content. So even so we are at 3,600 feet high. That is a wine that should be at least a minimum of 14% alcohol, if it's not more. I always thinking my glasses are here. And we are at, geez, left 14, right 14.5 is a very high alcohol content. More you do have alcohol content in your glass, and when you check your wine on a glass, it's going to take more time to come down. All right, if it's a light Pinot Noir or Gamay from Beaujolais, it will come straight down. All right, that is a glycerine, in fact. It's a sugar that you do have inside of your wine. It's a good indication again and again when you are at home and you're checking, oh, do you think it's a light wine or heavy wine? According to legs I will use, you will know if there is more alcohol or less alcohol. All right, let's go to talk about the nose here. Now it's time to have the meat, the salami. If, oh my God, there is people eat quickly here. Chocolate, very good. Cheese, very good. So let's go to taste the first one, and between we will eat again. So you can eat before to switch from white to red. We're going to taste the first wine, and don't forget to eat again before we go to the second one. Bordeaux is basically close to the ocean, and Argentina is a very high level. Which one do you prefer? You can go to the second one. And more we're going to wait, and more you're going to smell different fragrance into your wine. The number 2 start to change more and more right now. Both of them, there is nothing aggressive. If we're looking the overall of the 4 wine to give you an idea of what is Argentina, I will start on the opposite side with the red wine. Smooth, elegant. You do have a lot of intensity into the wine, all right? You do have a lot of tannin, but the tannin are extremely velvet. Very, very soft. Is the reason why we always said when you have a nice piece of meat, by the way, we all know Argentina are very well known for the top quality of meat, okay? But you do have something with the meat heavy and have a red wine with velvet tannin, soft, very elegant, is a perfect combination. Alors, at the beginning, they were extremely close together, smell-wise, and after a little while, they separate now. They are completely different. Like in a perfect world, I will say, we should decant both of these red wine at least 3 to 4 hours before. We will warm up with a nice barbecue, but not with an electric wine, with a nice fire, wood fire, like you have the smell of the smokiness, and now, paf, you open your wine and you start to smell before you put the meat on a barbecue. Have you been testing previously Malbec? What was your idea about Malbec in general? Spicy. On a lot of bold here. Okay. When we say spicy and bold, are we talking about a high level of alcohol and a lot of aggressive tannin? That is what we're talking about? You were thinking that it could be very soft tannin. It's still a very rich wine. Don't make me wrong. It's extremely rich. It's a lot of body. Is there? But me, what amazed me the most here is the softness of the tannin. You do have, I've been testing Malbec from Mendoza for a while now. For me, what I do love from Argentina compared to an example New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, okay, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, from the first one to the 10,000, they are all the same. In Argentina, with the same grapes, knowing Mendoza 361,000 acres is pretty large, but they use one grape, not the same soil, okay. You do have a difference, but the difference are, you know, depending the age, depending where they are located. But me, what I do love is the structure of the wine in Argentina. They find exactly the perfect case scenario to please absolutely everybody. I haven't had any Malbec from Mendoza with 20 years of age as well. I didn't have the chance to have that. The oldest that I get, it was 1995, and the wine was absolutely incredible. I was thinking I was drinking Châteauneuf du Pape because the spiciness that we are talking, it was even more developed. So I do believe we are just at the beginning to understand, if I may to say, the wine from Argentina. If they do not change the price, that is still for me an incredible value, they're going to have a home run. You do have the Malbec at 10-15 bucks, will be a different test as well. Okay, let's go to be honest, there is a value. I pick up the wine because I have the chance to test it. the 4 wines that you're having tonight, we test 12 different wines. Some of them I say no, 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 yes. Okay, so this one has been selected. Let's go to be honest too.
I think that those, like, a lot of, when you go to wine stores around here and they have like $19 Malbecs from Argentina, like that they are, the tannin, there's a lot of like very dry tannins in them, in the cheaper ones. I'm not tasting any.
No, of course, because the quality here has been selected. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
You do.
These are much better.
I believe everywhere in the world you do have the inexpensive wine. Do not expect to have something that is soft tannin. And again, ma'am, if I may to go back with your wine, you do have different style of wine, all right? Me, what I do love with Malbec is I'm going to have the spiciness, but I do love to have the softness of the tannin. If it's super aggressive, I'm thinking, all right, why should I have an Argentinian Malbec that is super aggressive? I do not like anything. But the vintage is 2022 that you show me on the picture. For me, any kind of wine, especially Malbec Argentina, I have to have a minimum of 5 to 6 years of age. Why? High tannin, dryness, you're going to have it for sure. What I'm looking for me is a balance. If it's too early, there is no balance. Everything takes time. You can decant a 2022, the level of alcohol, the level of tannin will still be here. The decantation is just to bring up more aroma, okay? But leaving your wine on the side, have 5, 6, 7 years of age, that for me is what I will say the beginning of perfection. Any question, guys? Alors, you do have a gift certificate. The gift certificate is to be used, please, with the wine that we're having tonight. All right. Okay. Alors, the Torrentes, me, I will love that with just grilled or raw seafood. That will be absolutely perfect. Something with citrusy. The reason why I say raw seafood, I'm thinking about tuna tartare with a lime, okay, with a Torrentes, because both of them do have acidity. That is perfect. Chardonnay, I will definitely not go with seafood, but a grilled tuna with a black olives, okay, a little bit of salt, truffle salt, pepper, that will be perfect. Or chicken and my Chardonnay. Now, regarding to the red wine, I don't have to tell you anything. Steak, grilled, yes, but because of the softness of the tannin, I will go with duck. Normally, duck is Pinot Noir, Burgundy, but that will be perfect. Rack of lamb, a nice rack of lamb with garlic, rosemary, little bit of potatoes, grilled potatoes with garlic and butter. Put some onion into it. Oh, I will drink that. All right, so if you need to get any of the wine tonight, I put everything that you can have here. Feel free. Yes, Malbec was from France. Is there another grapes in Argentina? It's called Bonanza. Bonanza, that is a grape that comes from Italy. You do have a lot of Bonanza in Argentina. I haven't been to Argentina. I was supposed to go twice to visit vineyard, but COVID. So I went to Japan. I stayed 7 weeks in Japan. But it was great too.
You drink a lot of whiskey there?
No, I drink a lot of wine and a little bit of sake. But they do have amazing wine over there.
But all imported.
All the wine, yes. Yeah.
I was like, they don't trust me.
100%. Alors, Chilean wine, Carmener, that is a different type of grapes. Carmener, again, very close for me of Cabernet Sauvignon. Carmener, they're doing amazing wine. Chilean wine are incredible. Less known than Argentina because maybe less attraction. They did very well in Argentina, but they're doing all South American wine are absolutely incredible. Of course, there is variation, but value-wise, killed many other countries. And of course, the global warming. We're talking about Chilean wine. We're talking about high altitude. They are super high altitude. Argentina is, you know, Mendoza super high. Patagonia is desert. It's super hot. If you are not close to the river called Baker River, beautiful crystal water in Patagonia, unbelievable water. If you are not close to the river, there is absolutely no way you can have a vineyard. It's too hot. So all vineyards are close to the river. So Chilean wine, big fan, big fan. That is it's not developed yet regarding to publicity. They should, but more and more you can hear it because the price is nothing, even less than Argentinian. Okay, next wine tasting will be Willamette Valley. It will be, I believe, August 28. August 28, thank you, Greg. I believe it's already sold out, correct, Greg? So, moving forward with a positive note, the next one in September 12 is Burgundy. Okay, guys, come on. That is where you have to be there. Followed by, of course, Bordeaux. You have to be there. And there is a new type of wine tasting that I'm going to do every 4 weeks. It's going to be blind tasting. So you have no idea what you are tasting. And the next one will be France against Italy. That is the first one. And 2 weeks, 3 weeks after, I do Spain against Italy. All right, so blind tasting is a lot of fun. You have no idea what you're drinking until the last second. Right, so we compare. That is the most fun. You have been at all of them. It's super fun. Everybody is a competition and people get crazy. We get, so it's but the next one, very important, Burgundy, September 12 and the week after, September 19. Starting September, it will be every Friday, 6 to 7, $100 gift certificate. All right, guys, thank you. Don't forget to take all the wines that you need. Use your gift certificate.